Good evening. Happy Friday. Okay, let's today we'll do some martial yoga. Yeah, we're not going to separate martial art because typically our new tradition is that we do some exercise first and then do martial art, right? Which is cardio. Exercise, we do muscle exercise first and then do cardio as martial art, right? But today's Friday, so let's cut ourselves some slack and we'll do just martial yoga, which is kind of martial art and muscle exercise at the same time. So yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Ah, it's a lot of fun. So yeah, please feel free to do it with me. Ah, all right. We'll do front, side, and back. Okay. So yeah. Ah. Oh. Whew. Heat generator right there. Yeah, it's good for balancing. Okay. Okay. Woo. Now. Oh. Woo. Okay. Oh. Finally. The other side. Oh, okay. Wow. That's good, wasn't it? Okay. Take 5 minutes break. Whoa. Woo. Yeah. All right. Busy, busy. Oh boy. Okay. Okay. Let's get some water real quick. All right. Okay. Oh, it's chilly. So happy Friday, everybody. Uh, Good to have Friday, and yeah, like usual, yeah, I wrote about 2, 3 pages, and after I came back from work, and oh boy, yeah. So nowadays, I don't read news anymore. It's too much division, negativity, hostility, too much negative copium, and I don't need that. So I blocked the channel, basically. increase the copium input channel of this news, block it, increase the resistance to infinity. Okay, because I'm not reading any news anymore. Yeah, it's just too negative nowadays. So, and I don't need negativity in my life. I want to be happy, huh? And I know how to. Okay, yeah, block out all those negative input channel, right? Yeah, stay away from negativity. Everything is good. So, yeah, control the flow of information. Yeah, yeah, like be in charge of your own life, kinda. Yeah, be your own boss, right? Yeah, be the boss, controller of your life, right? That kind of concept. So be independent, be in charge, be in control of your life, right? Yeah. So then, what do I do in my spare time? Yeah, I go to Wikipedia. I think they're doing a fantastic job. Okay, and reading about Western history. Nowadays, it's about early 1900s that I'm studying in Europe, America. Okay, that's like what fin de siècle at the end of the century, turn of the century. That's French word fin de siècle, something like that. Siècle, probably related to cycle, I think, or century, hundred, whatever. Okay, um, so turn of the century, it's like this. Okay, fin de siècle. Okay, turn of the century, it's like degeneracy, degenerate generation. Early 1900s, late 1800s. Uh, I think it's kind of similar to what we are going through now in year 2021. Okay, so it's the end of an era and beginning of new era, kind of. Okay, so what happened in early 1900s is there's this modernism. What is modernism? It's in art, fine art, sculpture, literature, music. Okay, they want to try something new. Okay, so that's modernism. Later on, postmodernism. Yeah, about 100 years later. Yeah, they want to try something new again. Okay, so this turn of the century kind of cyclic phenomena in human history. We're just focusing on Western history, okay? Because I'm in America, so English speaking world. So as a yeah, I'm kind of Eastern too. I'm Asian, right? But Oriental. But Asian history, there's a whole different story, and I know quite a lot about Asian history. But when it comes to Western history, yeah, I know a little bit, but that's what I'm focusing on now, especially the history of Western literature. That is something quite new to me. Okay, so in early 1900s, they experienced that, so they tried something new, like Mr. Albert Einstein. Well, nice try, but he was wrong. Okay, so we disproved him twice, special and general relativities. Okay. So yeah, so 100 years, Mr. Albert Einstein's hegemony, he deviated from Isaac Newton, Galilean framework. Okay, so he reigned for 100 years, but for next 100 years, it will be us. Well, in my prediction, okay, I don't know for sure, but I think it's time for a new era. Okay, because right now what we're experiencing is at the end of the century, moral degradation, ethical degeneration, kind of degenerate generation, decadence. Okay, so that's the symptom of the end of an era because it's been there too long. We need something new because it's decaying, it's getting rotten. It's been there for too long. Okay, Einsteinism is just one example. Okay, so And surprisingly, in early 1900s, there was this pro-gayism, gayism, LGBTism. It seemed to have been mainstream there, early 1900s, the decadence. Okay, uh, Miss Gertrude Stein, female, she was an LGBT member. Okay, and then you have Proust. I didn't know, so I stopped reading his biography. Okay, he was an LGBT council member too. Marcel Proust. Okay, I stopped reading. Why? Because there are so many writers in that era. I can be choosy and picky. Okay, let me refill this vodka. Okay, I explain. Okay, yeah. So I watched this National Geographic documentary about Russia, wild Russia. Okay, what happened there was I watched that documentary quite often. There's three documentaries about made by National Geographic, and it's about Russian wilderness. One of them is Suriname, eastern Russia. Another one is about Kamchatka Peninsula, again eastern Russia, and another one is about Siberia. So they're all in YouTube. Okay, uh, it's about 45 minutes each, and in one of those Net Geo documentary about Russia, there was this. It was talking about this soft shell turtle. It's freshwater turtle, soft shell turtle. Okay. Uh, so it has very long neck. In Korea, yeah, they have some too. Okay. In Korean pronunciation, chara, 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 Jara. Okay, chara. That means the soft shell turtle is East Asian turtle. Okay, so and yes, they are edible. Okay. Have I eaten one? No. Yeah, there is very soft shell turtle. Okay, so about this big. Food about foot and a half, something like that. Okay. And so during the rainy season, a pond forms, and sometimes when the water goes down, so when water is up, this lake fish cross over to this small pond, and when water dries up, they got trapped in this pond. Okay, so they say it's all you can eat buffet because this small pond full of fish, water is kind of shallow, right? They're trapped there, lake water. I mean lake fish, trapped in a pond. Okay, who went there during the flood, and now they're trapped after water subside. All right. So, and this soft-shell turtle who live in lake, freshwater lake, yeah, move over to that pond to eat trapped fish, lake fish, trapped in a pond. Okay, and they can be very choosy because there are so many fish trapped in there. What do? They only eat the brains. Okay, so that's the kind of narrative observation of that documentary. Okay, now early 1900, late 1800 writers. There's so many of them in Europe and America. Okay, so I can be very choosy whose biography that I read, and they're all trapped in Wikipedia. Why? Not because they passed away, but yeah, they're historic figures. They're not going anywhere. There's some analogy there, right? Yeah, I can be very choosy. There's so many writers, famous writers in the era, turn of the century. Okay, they want to try something new. Okay, modernism. Okay, and surprisingly, many of them were LGBT. Many of them openly so. So then we can tell, yeah, LGBTism in late 1800s and early 1900s, LGBTism was quite dominant ideology of the day. There are so many of them. Okay, we are talking about yeah Marcel Proust, the French writer, Jewish French writer, and Monsieur Jean Cocteau. He's also a writer, also fine art, like painter too. Okay, Jean Cocteau. Yeah, I don't know too much about him, but I know he's LGBT. Okay, I didn't know. Okay, but yeah, he's very famous man. Okay, Jean Cocteau. Yeah, early 1900s, and also yeah, Gertrude Stein, female American French writer. Okay, so American expatriate in France. Who else? Well, later on, you have John Maynard Keynes, economist, LGBT. Okay, and later, and you have like Virginia Woolf, female writer, English. Yeah, John Maynard Keynes, English. Okay, they're both LGBT. Virginia Woolf, yeah, she female. She married a man, but she was LGBT. Okay, bi, LGBT, and she was a writer, right? English writer. Okay, who else? Alan Turing, right? Alan Turing, right? Kind of later on, right? World War Two, kind of mid 1900s, and also late, well, 1960s, 70s. Yeah, you have Andy Warhol, right? LGBT painter, American painter. Okay, so Alan Turing, yeah, British logician. Okay, I would not categorize Mr. Alan Turing, the British logician. I would not categorize him as a computer scientist or mathematician. Okay, why? Because I do not think Mr. Alan Turing's work contributed to computer science or mathematics. He was kind of out there, like outlier, like logician, whatever. And I don't really think he contributed to anything. Right? Well, that's my opinion. Okay. A Turing machine solving problems, so what? It does not really have practical significance, but does it have some theoretical significance? Maybe just a little bit. Reductionism, yeah, elemental analysis, yeah, reduced down to the elements. I can appreciate that a little bit. Okay, yeah. I had to study Turing machine. Okay, why? Because I majored in computer science. Okay, theoretical computer science. Mm, some of them are good, some of them are not. But Turing machine, I don't really see much value in it as a computer scientist. Okay, I think it's an overrated figure. Okay, how about cracking the code, German code during World War II, Mr. Alan Turing? Well, he was one of many people in British Britain cracking the code. He was just one of many. Okay, so I think he was very overrated figure in my opinion. Okay, Mr. Alan Turing. Okay. Am I biased because I'm anti-gayist? Most likely, okay. But people are people. I'm just a person. Okay, I do have bias, prejudice. All right, like anybody else. Okay. To me, LGBTism that's like my old nemesis. Okay. It is just because it's. I know why. Okay, why? It's because you are closet gay. You are LGBT. You are denying it. You are denying yourself. You are in denial. You are LGBT. You're just denying it. Hey, whatever. But just say it. Admit it. Say that you are gay. You want me to say it? Okay, I say it. Yeah, I'm gay. Okay, are you happy? But I said it just because you wanted me to. But we're acting. We're acting. Okay, so sin cut. Okay. No, I'm not closet homosexual. No, I'm openly heterosexual. Okay, there's nothing I would hide about it. No, I'm openly heterosexual. All right, openly straight. Anyways, so at the turn of the century, okay, this was called Dadaism. So I looked it up. Okay, I learned about Dadaism when I was in high school in Seoul, South Korea, back in 1990s. Okay, it's at the turn of the century. It's part of the modernism, a denial of the past convention, and they want to try something new. Yeah, it's very liberalistic, progressive Dadaism in fine art. Okay, yeah, and something very good came out of that collage. They call it photo montage. Okay, and some others. So Dadaism, yeah, it was cool. Okay, so some many good things came out of modernism. Right, so yeah. Miss Gertrude Stein, yeah, well, she was just one of many. Okay, she does not represent. She's not like founder of foundational figure of modernism. No, she's not. She was one of many. Okay, she was art collector. Okay, and writer. Right, so she ran a salon. Okay, social hub for famous writers and artists like Henri Matisse of France and Pablo Picasso. I guess he was expatriate too. He's Spanish from Spain. I guess he spent time in France. I don't know. Okay. And Juan Miro. I guess he's Spanish too. Okay. Yeah, they frequented this Miss Gertrude Stein salon and also, yeah, Ernest Hemingway, James Joyce of England, Ernest Hemingway of America, and Ezra Pound of America, expatriate. Okay. Yeah, they frequented her salon. So I can appreciate some contribution by Ms. Gertrude Stein, and she's a very interesting figure. She's an LGBT community member, but at the same time, she's kind of like fascism, Nazism sympathizer a little bit because she's partially Jewish, Ms. Gertrude Stein. Okay, and she's female, she's LGBT, and she's American, but she stayed in France during World War II, and she survived. Is a female LGBT American Jew, Jewish, partly Jewish, Miss Gertrude Stein. She stayed in France during World War II when it was occupied by Nazi Party of Germany. She survived. She she stayed there. That is something I can appreciate, okay, because it is quite a surprise, okay. She passed away something like 1946, maybe 1 year after World War II was over, but she survived. Okay, and that was quite a surprise. Yes, exceptional. Okay. So how did she do that? Well, she knew a lot of influential people, and she kind of went along with Nazism. Okay, so that's how she survived. Okay, not many people know about this. Okay, I can appreciate that. Okay, because it's something extremely difficult as an American female, LGBT, Jewish, surviving in Europe during World War II when Nazism was the king. There were Nazism, Germany. They're anti-America, anti-LGBT, anti-Jew, anti-Semitic. Okay, I'm not sure they were misogynistic or sexist, anti-woman. That I don't know. Okay, Nazism. Okay, whatever. But she stayed there and she survived. I can appreciate that. Okay, because that is exceptional. Really, really huge surprise. But Nazism not exactly anti-America. Why? Because Nazist party they learned about eugenics from America. Okay, eugenics. I don't think it was German. I mean, Nazism invention. I think it started from America. Okay, there's some theories about that. Okay, so eugenics. Okay, but they German Nazism they learned from American eugenics. Okay, there are some theories about that. Okay, so I'm not sure for sure. We'll take 5 minutes. Okay, I need some vocal rest. Hey, we are just talking about history, Western history. I know it's controversial topics. Well, welcome to humanology. We talk about anything. Anything goes. We're just studying turn of the century, also mid 1900s and post-war. We'll talk about it, okay? Western history, 1900s, okay? I'll share with you what I've learned, okay? Okay. Very interesting history. Well, just like we normally do, let's take a break from Western European history in 1900s. Okay, couple of nights ago, I watched this X Files episode called Bad Blood. It's about Texas vampires. Texan vampires. Okay, yeah, Mr. Chris Carter. Okay, I guess he studied some Western literature, maybe some of his writers. I don't know, but they mentioned Miss Gertrude Stein. That's the very first time I heard about that name, Gertrude Stein. So I watched that episode a couple of nights ago, and then uh, very interesting narrative plot. I don't know who originated this idea. You one event, sequence of event in time and space, but two different observers. Yeah, Mr. Fox Mulder's version of the story, and then Miss Dana Scully's version of the story. And that kind of idea is same event but different perception by two different people. It also that kind of plot structure also featured in Chinese movie, Mr. Zhang Yimou, director. Okay, the hero. Yeah, that movie you have Jet Li as a nameless soldier, well, nameless warrior, and who was in there? Well, that's all the Chinese actors I can name. Jet Li, okay, hero movie. Yeah, these different people's perspective, same sequence of events, but different perspective, different narrative, right? It's kind of like courtroom drama. There was two sides of the story, right? Defendant and plaintiff, right? Yeah. He said, she said, okay, same event. But we, in courtroom drama, we listen to plaintiff side story, defendant side of story. He said, she said, okay. Maybe it came from that. Maybe that was the origination. I don't know who was the very first writer who came up with that idea. Maybe it came from trials, plaintiff story, defendant story. He said, she said. I don't know. Last night I watched another movie. Okay, it was the name of title of that movie is Lipstick. 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 Okay. It was about sexual assault. Okay. Yeah, it's a fiction. It's an American movie made back in something in the late 70s, I think. Right. I watched the movie because there were two actresses in the movie, main characters, protagonists, lead actors, okay. And they are both granddaughters of none other than Mr. Ernest Hemingway. Okay? Mr. Ernest Hemingway have has several children. One of them, I think his name is Jack Hemingway, his son, okay, whose godmother was none other than Miss Gertrude Stein. Okay. So I was reading this Mr. Hemingway's biography in Wikipedia in my spare time. And then who are their children, who are their grandchildren, okay. Yeah. His son, Mr. Jack Hemingway, whose godmother, actually two godmothers, Miss Gertrude Stein and her LGBT partner, female, okay, there were two godmothers of this Mr. Jack Hemingway, okay. And Mr. Jack Hemingway got married and had children, and his two daughters, Mariel Hemingway and Margot Hemingway, okay, they both became actors, okay, actresses in Hollywood, and Miss Margot Hemingway, she was also a model, fashion model. Very beautiful lady. Okay. Yeah. So in this movie, Lipstick, it was mentioned, okay, because I was reading all these biographies of Hemingway's son, granddaughters, okay. So I ran into this movie, Lipstick, where two granddaughters of Mr. Ernest Hemingway's, they were both in this movie, Lipstick. So I could not help watching this movie, and I did watch it, and it was a very good movie. Okay, it was very well made. Yeah, yeah. It's about trial, sexual assault allegation, okay, and revenge. It's all purely fiction. It's not based on true story. Okay, it's all fiction. Okay, and courtroom drama. Okay, he said, she said, kind of. Okay, very well made. Some revenge, right? I think it was made in 1970s. Color, late 1970s. Okay, it was very well made movie. Kind of B movie, but not really. Kind of A B movie, like B plus, A minus. Okay, but yeah, I think it was very well made. Okay, so. Okay, back to history, Western culture, Western history, 1900s, right? Uh, where did we live off of? So early 1900s in the Western Hemisphere, yeah, a lot of decadence, degeneracy. LGBTism was not the cause, but it was a symptom, effect, rather. Okay. In Christian parlor, Christian tradition, yeah, you commit sin, then you get punished, like Sodom and Gomorrah or Pompeii, Roman Empire. Yeah, LGBT main dominant ideology in Sodom and Gomorrah, Book of Genesis, hellfire, brimstone, city destroyed, and Pompeii, Rome, Roman Empire. Yeah, all the a lot of LGBTism. Then volcano, right? City destroyed. Okay. Yeah, it's the kind of Christian manipulism, I mean, more pluminocism. Yeah, you commit sin, you get punished. But in humanology, we appreciate that Christian karmic thinking, pluminocism, sin and punishment, but we take different stance, okay? Because in humanology, okay, this brand of humanology, at least what I think is that LGBTism is not a cause of some future destruction. It's more of a symptom, effect, not cause and effect. It's not cause of destruction, but a symptom of this generation where this generation is aging. So it's weakening. So LGBTism is like virus, okay? Just one example, okay? Or racism, right? Whatever. Just in our body, we have virus, cold virus, flu virus, okay? But we get old and when our immune system weakens, then it start to flourish, multiply, because our immune system is weakened, okay? So we get a cold, we get a flu, but it's been always there, like War of the World, right? Yeah, this alien under the ground, they've been always there. Okay. Yeah, H.G. Wells, very perceptive novelist, Britain. Okay. Yeah, but as a generation ages, it get weakened. So LGBTism or other undesirable ideologies, they start to spring out and start to flourish, thrive. So it's not a cause of destruction or partition is more like symptom of an era ending, moral decadence. Okay, so that's one way to look at it. Okay, so I'm gonna write about this like maybe over this weekend because it's something very important. Okay, so yeah. So what happened after this early 1900s moral corruption in Europe, in America? Yeah. World War One, World War Two. Well, World War One, then Great Depression, then World War Two. Okay. Yeah. After this, LGBTism and promiscuity, heterosexual promiscuity, adultery, divorce, right? In this rising 20s, moral corruption, ethical corruption, like swingers party, adultery, yeah, Great Gatsby, right? F. Scott Fitzgerald, right? Huge moral corruption, unethical conducts of heterosexuals, yeah, adultery. Rising 20s, okay. After that, Great Depression and World War II. So why did war happen? Because they were so weak people. They could not tolerate each other. They're like being suicidal. They were bored, morally degenerate, decadent, like free for all, right? Very weakened, weak people, 1920s, okay? So they cannot tolerate each other. They are descendants, these heirs of wealthy parents, hardworking parents. So they were handed over this wealth. They squandered it. They're weak, undisciplined. They're weak people. So they cannot tolerate each other, okay? So they start a war. Being very suicidal. They're bored. They don't want to study. They don't want to learn new things. Intolerant, weak. Yeah, they start to fight. Self-destructive destruction. This World War One, Great Depression. After to World War One, then Rising 20, and then Great Depression, then World War Two. Okay, weak people, intolerant, undisciplined. Okay, no rules of morality, ethics. Right, they just wanna do whatever. No rules. They criticize past generation, their parent or grandparent generation. They're so weak, they cannot tolerate different views. What do? They fight. World War One, World War Two, okay? And they destroy each other. Kind of suicidal, right? They're bored, right? I think that's what happened. Yeah. We'll take 5 minutes break, okay? And then we'll talk about post-World War II era, 1950s, between 1950s and 2000. Post-World War II era. Yeah, there's postmodernism, theater of absurd, existentialism, right? So we'll talk about that after 5 minutes, okay? Yeah, we're learning, studying history, okay? Western history, okay? How about Eastern history? We'll talk about that some other time, okay? Because I know a lot about Eastern history, right? It's this whole other world, right? But now that I'm in America, I speak English, Western language, Western culture. Okay, so that's why we are doing this. Okay, Eastern culture, that's whole another story. Okay, Eastern history, and I know quite a bit about it because I grew up in South Korea for nearly 2 decades. Okay, but we postpone that discussion. Okay, we take 5 minutes. Okay, so. Okay. Okay. So between 1900 and 1950, just like modernism, right? Dadaism, right? Yeah, trying something new. Okay. Yeah, a lot of LGBTism there, right? So after that, yeah, World War One, Great Depression, World War Two. Okay. After World War Two was over, we're talking about 1950s and 2000. Okay. Yeah, the 70s, hippism, 1960s, Vietnam War. Okay. Yeah, Andy Warhol and postmodernism, like some existentialism and then theater of the absurd, right? Yeah. Samuel Beckett, Waiting for Godot, okay, stuff like that. And yes, yeah, neo-Dadaism, like Fluxus movement. You have John Cage, Joseph Beuys, and Mr. Nam June Paik, the video art, right? Korean American, Mr. Nam June Paik. Okay, so video artist, ledger artist. Okay, so fantastic. I'm a huge fan. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, well, let's talk about movie. Okay, let's take a break from Western history. Yeah, there's this wonderful movie, Mortal Kombat. Okay, yeah, Hollywood, California. When I don't know, maybe late 90s or early 2000s. Okay, yeah, there's this wonderful character, Johnny Cage. Okay, I guess some Hollywood writers, yeah, some video game players. Okay, Mortal Kombat series, Johnny Cage. I think they were quite, maybe a little bit literate, conversant, well read in Western history. Maybe they knew about John Cage. I don't know. Yeah, yeah. Mr. John Cage he's like American. I think he's American. Okay, so uh, he was just sit on in front of this piano and do nothing about it. He wouldn't play. Yeah, there's performance art, right? Mr. John Cage, he's a friend of Mr. Nam June Paik, right? Performance artist, postmodernism, Fluxus movement, Yoko Ono, the wife, the Japanese American lady, the wife of none other than the Beatles band leader John Lennon. Okay. There's this famous picture of John Lennon, Yoko Ono, and Mr. Nam June Paik, and his Japanese wife. I don't remember her name. Okay, so Mr. Nam June Paik, yeah, he's Korean American. Okay, he studied in Korea, Japan, Germany, America. Then he immigrated to America, New York, Holy Solomon Gallery in Soho, South Manhattan. Okay, art district. I've been to that gallery, but I never met him. But I've been to his gallery. Okay, so Holy Solomon Gallery. So something about early 1900s. Okay, in Europe. Yeah, European Jews, they were wealthy because they were very hardworking people, diligent European Jews, okay? Merchants, okay? Yeah. I mean, Mr. Ezra Pound, he criticized European Jews as being usury. Yeah, maybe there was some of that, but hey, they were struggling to survive, okay? And, but some wealthy European Jews, they fed starving artists, like non-Jewish, non-Jewish European artists like Pablo Picasso or Vincent van Gogh. Okay, yeah. So wealthy Jewish Europeans, merchants or bankers, financiers, whatever business they are doing. Okay, they purchased starving artists like Vincent van Gogh, Pablo Picasso, or Henri Matisse, okay, they provide them food, money, European Jews. Pablo Picasso, Henri Matisse, Vincent van Gogh, they were not Jews, they're just Europeans, okay. But European Jews, wealthy, they got the money, so they purchased their arts in Europe. Okay, they fed those hungry artists. So European Jews, I think they're very mostly very good people. Okay, patronizing, being patrons of these hungry, talented artists like Pablo Picasso, Vincent van Gogh, Henri Matisse. Okay, but after Nazi Germany took it over in Europe in early 1900s, between 1900 and 1950. Okay, yeah, they took occupation of these Jewish galleries, European Jewish galleries, okay, and declared these arts by Pablo Picasso, Henri Matisse, Vincent van Gogh as something objectionable arts, degenerate arts, okay. So there's some story about that, okay. So, but yeah, European Jews they did good things to feed these hungry artists who are not Jewish at all. Pablo Picasso, Vincent van Gogh, Henry Matisse. Okay. Yeah, some appreciation of European Jews. Okay. So, all right. So after World War II is over, between 1950 and 2000, all right, postmodernism, existentialism, kind of nihilism, right, theater of absurd, right, yeah, and the rest is history. Okay, yeah. And in America, in 1970s, 1960s, civil rights movement, okay, which is cool, okay. And then yeah, Vietnam War, right? And then like between 1950 and 2000, all right, the latter half of 1900s, okay, 20th century. Yeah, and Andy Warhol, he's LGBT, but I like some of his arts. Okay, yeah, some of it, all right. Pop art, right? Yeah, in Manhattan, New York, whatever. Yeah, I think he's a very talented artist. Okay, so. And then yeah, Fluxus movement. Okay, come neo Dadaism, right? Between 1950 and 2000. Okay, 1970s, 1960s. Okay, yeah, John Cage, Joseph Beuys, and Mr. Namjoon Paik, Korean American video artist, laser art later on. Okay, so yeah, it's very philosophical. Mr. Namjoon Paik's video art. Okay, philosophical performance art, right? And Yoko Ono. Okay, yeah, the wife, Japanese American female wife of Leonard and John Lennon. She was performance artist. Some anecdotal note. So how John Lennon and Yoko Ono met, I think it was in New York, Manhattan, New York. Okay, some exhibition of Yoko Ono, Miss Yoko Ono. Okay, Japanese American performance artist. Okay, she has some pedestal in this museum. Okay, her exhibition. Okay, and she had this apple. I don't know what color was that apple. Okay, maybe it's red, green or orange. I don't know. Okay. So Mr. John Lennon visited this exhibition of Yoko Ono. Okay. And he grabbed this apple and took a bite of that. Okay. So and the rest of history. Later on, they married. Okay. Yeah. John Lennon and Yoko Ono. Okay. So back then, Miss Yoko Ono, I don't know, maybe 1960s, 1950s. Okay. In Manhattan, New York. Okay. Yeah. She was part of this Fluxus movement. Okay. Fluxus, the flux, fluid, flexible. Okay. Yeah, kind of neo Dada, right? Postmodernism, right? Yeah, performance art, trying something new after World War II with some existentialism, some nihilism, some whatever, trying something new. Okay, so and Mr. Namjoon Paik was one of them. Okay, so yeah, there's the famous picture, Mr. Namjoon Paik and John Lennon, Yoko Ono. Okay, because Yoko Ono and Mr. Namjoon Paik, they knew each other. Okay, Manhattan, New York, back in 1960s, I think. Yeah, part of this Fluxus movement, brand new art, postmodernism. All right, they took picture together. Okay, so I've seen it. All right, it was cool. All right. But Mr. Namjoon Paik, he's somebody else. Okay, he learned electronics, maybe in Japan, America, Europe. Okay, video art. Huge fan. So I paid visit. What year was that? Back in 2000, something like that. Okay, maybe 1999. I don't know. Maybe 1998 or 1997. Okay. Backpack trip when I was in South Korea. Yeah, backpack trip to Manhattan, New York, like 1998, something like that. Okay. Yeah. Paid visit to his Holy Solomon Gallery, Soho, this art district in Lower Manhattan, Southern Manhattan, New York, New York. Okay. Yeah, it was cool. Okay. I did not meet him, but I met people who met him. So, yeah, they were kindly and generously showed me around his studio where magic happens downstairs. Okay, it was cool because I said, "Hey, I'm so South Korean, and yeah, I'm still in high school, and you know what? Yeah, backpack trip solo. Okay, I'm a huge fan of Mr. Namjoon Paik, Korean American video artist. I'm a huge fan, so yeah, I'm just backpacking as a high schooler in Seoul, South Korea by myself, and yeah, and just oh yeah, we'll show you his studio. Yeah, he's busy. He's somewhere else, so we're sorry. Okay, but yeah, he's away. He's busy. Okay, but we can show you his studio where magic happens. Okay, and they took me downstairs. Yeah, I saw his studio, this basement floor, which is Holy Solomon Gallery in Lower Manhattan, Soho Art District. Okay, that was really cool. Okay, so God bless them. Just so wonderful people. Okay, there was year like 1997 or 1996, 1995, something like that. Okay, so they were very, very nice to me. So, yeah. But I never met Mr. Namjoon Paik. Okay, but I'm a huge fan. Yeah, part of this postmodernism fluxus movement, right? Yeah, between 1950 and 2000. Right? Yeah. Okay. If Mr. Namjoon learned about electronics, electrical engineering, okay, wires and special effects, yeah, he's very, very disciplined man, Mr. Nandupak, good student of electronics, electrical engineering, and also fine art, Western philosophy, Eastern philosophy. Yeah, but not a very good writer. Okay. Yeah, his art, philosophy, religion, Buddhism, okay, Western art, Eastern philosophy. Okay, yeah, he put it all together. Western technology, electrical engineering, electronics, video art, laser art. Okay, yeah, I admire. I'm a huge fan of that gentleman. Okay, Korean American gentleman. Okay. Huge fan. We'll take 5 minutes. Okay, I need some vocal rest. So maybe 10 minutes. Okay. All right. Yeah, then we'll talk some more about Mr. Nam, if I may. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry about long break, but let me tell you what I did. Yeah, I was putting some laundry in this washing machine, my linen, bed sheets, blankets, electric blankets, and pillow covers. Okay, I washed them and put in the dryer. Okay, take out all the linen. This was that lint in the filter. Put in the trash can. Okay, and putting all back together in my bed because I need to sleep. Okay, pillow covers, bed sheets, blankets, electric blankets, okay, washable electric blanket, okay, I put them all together, okay, so some of my good friends told me, okay, yeah, these house chores, like washing the bathroom, toilet bowl, cleaning them, washing the dishes, vacuuming the floor, okay, yeah, it's tedious job, but we have to do it, and it cleanses your soul, cleaning your soul. Okay, we agree as humanologists. Okay, yeah, it's negative copium action channel. So inside of our system, we have negative copium. If negative copium goes flow into negative copium action channel, okay, so perception channel too. So it cleanses our soul. Yeah, yeah. I have to write about that in this paper, human paper. Okay, so it's very important concept. Yeah, personal hygiene and yeah, cleaning, vacuuming, washing the dishes, cleaning the toilet bowl. Yeah, I do that. Okay, because I live by myself and I want my place to be clean. Okay, yeah, laundry. I do that stuff. Okay, so that's what I do. Right. It does get out our negative program inside of us. Okay, cleansing our soul. Absolutely, I agree with my friends who told me this wonderful wisdom. Okay, so I learn from other people. Okay, including yourself. Okay, yeah. God bless you. Yeah. So Mr. Namjoon okay, video art. Yeah, it's a spatial art is his monitors and computer program, whatever. Okay, laser disc, video, multiple screens, three-dimensional structure. It's like sculpture combined with modern electronics. Okay, and then beautiful. Mr. Namjoon video art is something else. Right? So temporal art like music combined with spatial art, sculpture, fine art. Okay, that guy's genius. I think yeah, I'm a huge fan. So Mr. Namjoon Paik, he's was born in Korea by Korean parents, 100% Korean. Okay, he studied in Japan and then he went to Europe right after World War II. Okay, and he came to America and he naturalized citizen of United States by talent because he was big. He still big. Okay. Whereas in Madison, Wisconsin, I bought this art history book. Yeah, he was there. Okay. Yeah. He's very famous, big figure. Okay. Yeah. By ethnicity, is South Korean. Okay. So in South Korea, yeah, there's this museum of Mr. Namjoon Paik in South Korea. Outskirts, some suburb of Seoul. So when I visited Seoul, South Korea, like 20 years ago, when I was still in Madison, Wisconsin, computer science major, okay. I paid a visit once to this Mr. Namjoon Paik's museum. It was tricky to find, okay. It was outside of Seoul, South Korea. Okay, Gyeonggi-do province, I think. Okay, because in South Korea you have to take multiple buses, change buses and subway stations. Okay, to get to that place, your destination, Mr. Namjoon-paek's museum. But I got there. It may have taken me like what 2 3 hours fumbling. Okay, maybe taxi cab, which is fantastic. Okay, bus, subway station from my parents' house. About 20 years ago, when I was still in my 20s, when I went visit Seoul, South Korea. Okay, where I lived, yeah, Madison, Wisconsin. Undergrad, majoring computer science. Over the summer, yeah, I paid visit to my parents. Okay, and also paid visit to this Mr. Namjoon Paek's museum. It was fantastic. It was beautiful, but it was not easy to get there. Right? Multiple transfer, change of buses, subway stations, and taxi cabs. Okay, but I got there. Okay, it was beautiful. I bought some books. Mr. Namjoon Paek, his autobiography, or picture books, his video art. Let me show you. Okay, yeah, Namjoon Paek. Okay, outside one. Yeah. 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 Electronic superhighway, okay. Yeah. Smithsonian Museum, I guess. I can we make this big screen somehow? Yeah. Full screen, rather. I cannot make full screen. Maybe not. Yeah. Whatever, yeah. TV Buddha is Buddha watching himself in the camera. It's like mirror reflection, camera and monitor screen, okay. Yeah, very Buddhism, philosophical, religious, self-reflection, right? Yeah, some multiple screens, right? Yeah. Yeah, this is Milton Andrew, okay. Yeah, very creative artist. Yeah, some plants and TV screens, right? Yeah. This guy's genius, right? Very creative, right? Yeah, motion pictures, kind of like music video, temporal art, special art coming together. Yeah, some Buddha theme, lotus style, sitting down, right? Buddha, right? He's Asian, right? Yeah. Very creative, right? Mr. Namjoon Paek, okay, yeah, huge fan. Yeah, some robotic figure, sculpture, brand new, okay. Yeah, but he's not the only one who's very cool South Korean artist, okay. I cannot speak for North Korea, okay. Never been there, not, I don't know too much about North Korea, okay, so, but I bet there are great artists there too, okay, so. Some other Korean artists, South Korean artists that I'm a huge fan of, yeah, Mr. Moon Shin, sculptor. He also studied in Europe. He's South Korean, okay. I did pay his museum a visit. Moonshin, Mr. Moonshin, right? Huge fan, okay. I'm a huge fan of this gentleman. South Korean sculptor, okay. Very universal, organic, okay. Using metal, wood, right? Yeah. Okay, this Mr. Moonshin, South Korean sculptor, okay. Back in 1980s, 70s, right? Huge fan. I did pay a visit to his museum, right? Very organic, kind of symmetric a little bit, right? Like a butterfly, insect, mantis, praying mantis, right? Very organic, okay. Mr. Moonshin, sculptor, right? Huge fan. I did pay his museum a visit. It was in Gyeongsangnam-do or Gyeongsangbuk-do, okay. Like this, Southeast Asia, Southeast South Korea. In South Korea, you have southeast part, okay, that's Gyeongsang-do, okay. And it's subdivided by north and south. In southeast of South Korea, okay. Gyeongsangnam-do, Gyeongsangbuk-do, okay. Southwest of South Korea, yeah, 전라남도, 전라북도, okay. Somewhere in the middle, you have Chungcheongdo. In the east, you have Gangwon-do, okay. Up there, the rest of it is Gyeonggi-do. Inside of Gyeonggi-do, you have Seoul, South Korea, capital city, okay. Anyway, yeah, this Moonshin, Mr. Moonshin, huge fan, beautiful, very symmetric kind of sculpture, right? Yeah, huge fan. I paid his gallery, his museum a visit. Okay, they're like 25 years ago, something like that. Okay, so amazing, right? Yeah, it kind of looks like African art, African sculpture a little bit, right? Yeah, I'm not sure if he has ever been to Africa. Maybe he studied some. Okay. Yeah, Mr. Munshin. Okay, this is big sculpture outdoors, stainless steel outdoors that withstand snow, rain of South Korea somewhere. Okay, so yeah, very big sculpture, shiny, glossy. Okay, this wooden piece, right? Yeah, but that's that. Okay, so yeah, yes, some fine art, appreciation of fine art, sculpture, painting, fine art, right? Have you been to museum? I have in America, Korea, Europe. Yeah, it's so quiet, right? Plenty of space. Not too many people. Museum of fine art, sculptures, paintings. Typically, museum is not too crowded. Plenty of space. It's so quiet and spacious, so peaceful. Some otherworldly experience like utopia, La La Land, pure fine art, away from all these politics, ideologies, right? You see some purity, fine art, paintings, sculptures. Not many people because not many people appreciate fine arts, right? Spacious. It's like paradise, heaven, beautiful, pure, purest art form, fine art. Have you been to concert? Yeah, fine art, sculpture, painting, spatial art. It occupies space, but like we are, it's not temporal art. We are standing still. Okay, time stops when we watch this Vincent van Gogh's museum, right in Amsterdam, somewhere in Netherlands. I've been there. Okay, time stops, right? It's a space, vivid color. Vincent van Gogh, who lived like 200 years ago. Okay, but his artwork still lives, survives. Yeah, life is short, art is wrong, long. Not wrong, but long. Art, life is short, art is long, right? Somebody said that, right? Yeah. It's not a temporal art, it's spatial art. It defies the time. But 200 years ago, he painted this. It occupies still space in Vincent van Gogh Museum in Netherlands. I've been there once. When I was a college student, back in like 2001, 2002, something like that. But temporal art, that's music. Have you been to concert? Some classical music. I have. Okay. In South Korea. Yeah. Tchaikovsky during Christmas season. Ballet. Nutcracker. With my parents and siblings. Okay. So. Dun 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 dun. Da 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 da. Waltz of Roses. Okay. Yeah. Nutcracker. Tchaikovsky. Russian composer. Right. Soviet Union. Right. Yeah. Temporal art. Concert. Have I been to some other where there was ballet, there's some performance dancers, okay. Ballet, ballerinas, oh, ballet guys, okay, so but some other concert, yeah, I attended when I was in Seoul, South Korea as a teenager with my parents, my siblings, okay. Yeah. Just classical music, like violin and cellos and yeah, clarinets, trombones and some drums, right? Cymbals. Yeah, just playing music, right? Well, music. It was like pop orchestra, right? It was cool. Temporal art music, right? The juxtaposition of violin, cello, clarinet, and piccolo, flute, all together in time, one-dimensional time. Maybe two-dimensional because you have cello, violin, viola, clarinet, flute, okay. Maybe two-dimensional, okay. But it's temporal, right? Music is temporal, fine art is spatial, okay. That's something I learned from my Korean high school teachers, middle school teachers too. Okay. Fine art, yeah, I learned very well, okay. Music, fine art, okay. Spatial, temporal. Music theory, fine art theory, okay. Very philosophical, okay, yeah. Okay, we take 5 minutes break, okay. Yeah, some appreciation of art. Okay, we'll take 5 minutes. Alright, I'll start cooking my dinner too. Okay. Okay, we are back. Happy Friday. So we are just enjoying this Friday, right? Because tomorrow is Saturday, so we don't have to go to work, right? Yeah, we earned this. We work very hard doing Monday to Friday, right? Yeah, happy weekend. Happy Friday. Yeah, so I remember when I was a teenager, okay, Christmas holiday, my parents, my siblings and me, yeah, we went to this concert hall. Uh, it's in south of the river, next to a mountain. What's that mountain's name? Umyeonsan. U means cow. Myeon means sleep. San means mountain. So it's the slow mountain where cows, oxen sleep on. Okay. It was very popular hiking place in South Korea. Okay. One of many mountains. South Korea, they have many mountains. Okay. Greenery. Okay. Yeah. Umeonsan was one of that. Okay. So at the foot of that mountain, it's very slow mountain. Okay. At the foot of the mountain, there's this concert hall. It's called in Korean language, 예술의 전당. Okay. 전당 means like this building. 예술 means art. So 예술의 전당 means arts house, art house, concert hall. Okay. Yeah. So it was like back in 1990s, 1995, something like that, when I was in South Korea as a high school student. Okay. So my parents, they are appreciator of classical music, Western classical music. Also, Korean Eastern classical music too. Okay, but uh, well, it happened to be Christmas Day. This kind of Western Christianity culture. Okay, yeah, Judaistic, Judeo-Christianity tradition. All right, so Christmas time. Yeah, Mr. Tchaikovsky's Nutcracker ballet. Right, we went there. Okay, my parents bought us tickets, so we went there all together. Okay, so it was very beautiful. Right. Very Russian, very Soviet Union. Okay. Yeah, it's beautiful, right? But at the beginning, it goes like this overture, right? Dun 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 dun. Yeah, beautiful dancers, ballerinas, ballet guys. Okay, fantastic dancers. Okay, some of them are Koreans, some of them were Europeans. I don't know where they're from. Okay, but yeah, they hire some people from Europe, maybe from Soviet Union. I don't know. It was back in 1990s. Okay, but some of them are Koreans, some of them were Caucasian Europeans. Okay, I don't know where they are from. Okay, maybe they are from Poland or Soviet Union. It was 1990s. Okay, so great dancing. Okay, yeah, ballet. Okay, this pirouette, right? Yeah, fantastic discipline. Okay, it was fantastic. Okay, so I remember that. Right. Some other times when I was in South Korea as a middle school or high school, we went to theaters, like movie theaters. Okay, my parents, my siblings, and me. Okay, we would watch Charlie Chaplin black and white movies made back in 1930s, 40s, right? Yeah, like Modern Times, The Kid, Limelight, Gold Rush. Yeah, kind of rerun, played in some movie theaters in South Korea back in 1990s. It's rerun, right? Yeah, we went there and watched these black and white movies. Charlie Chaplin. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, story time is Friday, right? Yeah. Some other stories. The last time maybe a couple of times before, okay, maybe 5, 10 years ago, yeah, I went to visit my parents in Seoul, South Korea, my siblings, my friends. Okay. How about my friends in Seoul, South Korea, who went to high school, middle school, elementary school, Korea? Yeah, we went to karaoke bars. Okay, so we sing and dance in karaoke bar. No problem. Yeah, in Korean karaoke bar, it's like private. American karaoke is public, right? But Korean karaoke, I cannot speak for Japan. Okay, karaoke is the Japanese word. Okay, great Japanese invention, right? Yeah. But Korean karaoke is we rent a room, right? It's private group session. We sing and dance in private, bunch of people. Okay, we rent a room. Okay, in American karaoke, it's like public, right? But Asiatic karaoke in Japan and Korea, it's not like that. We rent a room, bunch of group of people, friends and families. Okay. So yeah, about 20 years ago, 15 years ago, yeah, when I was in Madison, Wisconsin, studying computer science. Okay. Yeah, pay a visit to my, not, well, America is my country, Korea is my country too. Okay. So I went to Korea. Okay. We have no time for political correctness. Okay. So yeah, I went to Korea. Okay. Met my high school, middle school, elementary school friends. They're all guys. Okay. We went to karaoke bar. Okay. Yeah, we sang and dance. Okay. But other times, there was like once. Okay, my Korean guy friends, we went to karaoke bar. Okay, it happened like once. Okay, most of times when I go to visit South Korea, I go to karaoke bars with my parents and siblings. Yeah, once, yeah, I went there with my relatives, my cousins, nieces, nephews. Okay, once. Okay, relatives. Not with my uncles and aunts. Okay, maybe next time I go visit South Korea, maybe a couple of years later after COVID-19 is over. Yeah, maybe my uncles and aunts will go to karaoke bar, sing and dance together. Okay, but most time when I came to visit South Korea, past 20 years, I'm 42. I came back to America when I was like 18, 19. So I'm 42. Since then, 20 years in America, residence. Okay. So for past 20 years, I went back to South Korea like 5 or 7 times. Okay. Most of the times when I went to karaoke bars, it was with my parents and my siblings. Yeah, I would sing and dance with them. Okay. Or in front of them, right? So a private room. Okay. Is there liquor there? Yeah. Korean beer, 맥주. Okay. Maybe some red wine. 포도주. 포도 means grape. 주 means liquor. Alcohol. Okay. 포도주. Yeah. Grape, liquor, wine. Or barley, liquor, 맥주. 맥 means barley. 주 means liquor. Yeah. Barley, liquor, beer. Okay. So very light drink. It's allowed. Okay. Yeah. Korean karaoke. Okay. So why? Because it's just we can just walk there. Koreans they love to sing and dance. Okay, so karaoke bars they're everywhere. From where my parents lived, we can just walk couple of down the street, couple of blocks down the street. Yeah, there's karaoke bar. Okay, yeah, we would just walk there. Okay, I drank, of course. My dad drank too. My mom, well, she's not a drinker. Okay, but she's a singer dancer. My dad, singer dancer. Me, singer dancer. My dad and me drink or two. So we drank in the karaoke bar, right? No problem. We are not driving. We just walk right back to my parents' house. Okay, no problem. Yeah. And I was sing these songs of Carpenters, 1970s. Carpenters, like Yesterday Once More. and on top of the world, once yesterday once more, or ABBA, right? Yeah, Dancing Queen. Not that song, but some other songs like Thank You for the Music. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking that because I learned from my parents about those Western songs because my parents they were in America when they were young. My dad studying economics in Cornell University. My mom, yeah, supporting him as his wife as a typewriters. Okay, yeah, they struggled. Okay, 1970s. I was born in Ithaca, New York, Cornell University, up this in New York State, upstate New York, Ithaca, New York, okay, Cornell University. I was born there, and they brought this Western music in cassette tape, 1970s, with them to South Korea when my dad finished his PhD in economics degree. Okay. Top of class, best dissertation of the year. Okay, so huge fan. Okay, my dad, my mom, okay, my heroes. I talk to them all the time. Okay, so at least twice a week. Okay, so. Okay, so we came back. I was 3 months old, child, baby. Yeah. So I grew up listening to these old cassette tapes, ABBA, Carpenters, Bee Gees, right? Some Jackson 5 too, okay? Motown, okay? And then I remembered listening to this American music, okay? I mean, ABBA, they're from Finland, something like that, okay? But yeah, and all this country music and ABBA, Bee Gees, disco, okay, some Jackson 5, like Ben, right? Yeah. So I grew up in that music. So when I went, like 20 years later, 30 years later, when I came back to visit South Korea, my parents, my siblings, and me, we go to karaoke bars in South Korea, down the blocks, right? And I would sing these songs like, thank ABBA, thank you for the music, and well, uh, the Bee Gees, yeah, Massachusetts, Bee Gees, Brother Gibbs, right? Because I grew up learning listening to those music that my parents brought them with me from America, Eastern Coast, Ithaca, New York, upstate New York, to South Korea back in late 70s. Okay, I so they played those music when I was growing up. So I remember those music, Carpenters. When I was young, I would listen to the radio. Man, what's that music? Yesterday once more. Okay, we'll take 5 minutes break, okay? Then I will look this Carpenter's music lyrics yesterday once more. All right. I sing that for you, okay? Because yeah. I did sing that when I went to karaoke bars 10 years ago with my parents in South Korea and they liked it, okay? Because that's the music they brought up they brought to from Ithaca, New York to South Korea back in late 1970s. And I grew up listening to them the music, this cassette tape player, when they played, my parents, okay, I grew up with that music, okay, Carpenters, ABBA, Mamas and Papas, okay, Bee Gees, the Beatles, okay, yeah, some Jackson 5 stuff too, yes, okay, give me 5 minutes, okay, yeah, I'll sing you that song, that tune, okay, yesterday once more, okay, I just sing that song about 10 years ago when I came to visit South Korea in front of my parents and siblings, okay, so, and they liked it, okay, so, okay, all right. 5 minutes. Yeah, Friday karaoke night session, right? Yeah. All right. Okay, let me sing you this song and we'll wrap it up for tonight. Okay, so for first the honorable mention. Okay, yeah, thank you for being with me. Thank you, and God bless you for generations to come. Okay, so this human art is very obscure art. Not many people know about this. But sometimes kind and generous people approach me and tell me they saw this. Okay, my friends or people that I have never met before, they come and tell me they saw this. Okay, God bless them for generations to come. God bless you for generations to come. Yeah, because as an obscure artist, scientist, all right, yeah, you're my God sent prophet, parents. Okay, maybe you're my parents because my parents they tell me about this too. Okay, God bless you for generations to come. Okay, yeah, it's like I'm isolated in Alaska, America, of all places, right? But somebody in the world is praying for me. In human, this brand of humanology, prayer, we're asking God for something that we want, right? It's like labor. Yeah, we work to get something that we want: money, food, shelter, clothing, warmth, heating, to pay the bills, right? Labor in humanology, Christian prayer, Judeo Christianity, same thing. We're asking God, the world, to get something that we want: survival, food, warmth, shelter, comfort, prayer, labor, in humanology, yeah, it's same thing. Okay. You're my God, you're my prophet, God sent, my parents, unconditional love, thank you. Okay? Alright. Let me sing you this song, okay? Carpenters. Yeah. I sang this song to my parents, my siblings, about 10 years ago when I came back to Seoul, South Korea to visit them, okay? They liked it, okay? So, or yesterday once more. Carpenters. American kind of ballad, country music, okay? So, when I was young, I listened to the radio, waiting for my favorite song. When they played, I sing along. It made me smile. Those were such happy times and not so long ago. How I wondered where they'd gone. But they're back again, just like our long lost friends. All the songs I love so well. Every sha la la la, every whoa whoa, still shine. Every shing-a-ling-a-ling that they started to sing so fine. When they get to the part when he's breaking her heart, it could really make me cry just like before. It's yesterday once more. Shibiru looking back on how it was in years gone by, and the good times that I had, makes me makes today seem rather sad. So much has changed. It was the songs of love that I would sing to them, and I'd memorize its words. Those old melodies still sound so good to me, as as they melt the years away. Every sha-la-la-la, every woo still shines. Every single ling that they're starting to sing so fine. All my best memories come back clearly to me. Some can even make me cry just like before. It's yesterday once more. Yeah, when I sang this song in front of my parents and siblings 10 years ago in Seoul, South Korea, in some private karaoke bar room, I cried. Yeah. Some melancholy, right? Yeah, I did cry, okay. I was like, where are napkins? Give me more napkins, please. I just cried and cried, okay, because, yeah, melancholy, good old days, reminiscence, right? Yeah. Being sentimental. My parents, yeah. Hey son, stop singing, stop crying, okay? But they understood, okay? Because I'm old school, conservative. I love good old days, right? Yeah. What's the other word? There's melancholy and there's another English word for it, okay? Reminiscence, loving old days, reminiscence, missing old days, okay? Yeah, I mean, Mr. Jewish French gentleman though he's LGBT, yeah, he talked about that. Good old days, okay. Yeah, time lost, remembrance, whatever, okay. But whatever. So what's the English word? Melancholy. Uh, I learned this English word in Korean literature class in Seoul, South Korea High School. Okay, it was Korean literature class teacher, fantastic teacher. He was muscle builder too. Okay, and he asked me, "Hey, do you understand this? Hey, do you understand this word melancholy?" I was like, "No, teacher." Do you understand this word? It was an English word, some synonym of melancholy. What's that word? Nostalgia, nostalgia, right? Nostalgia, melancholy, some English word, maybe some French, German, I don't know. Okay. Nostalgia, melancholy, remembering good old memories, good old days. I'm conservative. Okay. I miss good old days. Yeah. Nostalgia, melancholy. Yeah. We admire the past, parent or grandparent generations, and our ancestors, our roots. But at the same time, we want something new too. Okay. Parents, grandparents, ancestors, they're not perfect. We do want to do our part as contemporary current generation. Yeah, we admire parents, grandparents, ancestors, but at the same time, as a healthy, constructive criticism for the future generation, our kids, grandkids, great grandkids. We want them to be bigger and better than us. So we do our part to bridge the gap and add something of our own contemporary generation. Okay, so yeah, we do criticize three European Jews. Yeah, Karl Marx, Albert Einstein, and Sigmund Freud. They asked the right questions, but they answered them wrong. So we correct them. Okay, this past and current and future humanology papers, right? Yeah, we're still working on that. Right? And yeah, Mr. Caucasian British gentleman, yeah, Alfred Marshall, economist. That paper has not been written yet. That will be the next paper. Okay, he did something wrong. He has the right question, Mr. Professor Alfred Marshall, supply demand curve theory. Okay, he was not mathematically rigorous. He was not mathematically rigorous. In Wikipedia, some biographers of his said he was mathematically rigorous. They don't understand mathematics. They don't know what they're talking about. Just Wikipedia. Okay. They don't know what they're talking about. So that will be the topic of next paper. Okay. But when it comes to German, Jewish, European mathematician, Georg Cantor, yeah, I already disproved him. We disproved him way back 1 or 2 years ago. I did write it down. Okay. Yeah. Infinity unit theory, something like that, in this paper. It's already written down. It's not published yet. Not published yet, but it will be soon. Maybe next month or so. Okay. By now it's like 100 pages. Okay. Let's make it a book. It's inspiring. Yeah, Mr. Marcel Proust. Yeah. 4,000 pages long book. Poetry. Inspiring. Okay. Though he's LGBT member. Okay. But whatever. We'll take time with this paper. We'll make it a book. Yeah. But one person I did not disprove yet is Alfred Marshall, economist, English, Caucasian gentleman. David next paper, okay, because next paper, economics, yeah, transactional demand theory, will go way back to fundamental mathematics, integral, vector, linear algebra, okay. there will one big topic, tentative demand theory, and we revisit this communism, Karl Marx, okay, why it was wrong, triangular equilibrium point, triangular shape, okay, top dog, middle dog, underdog, okay, that's the equilibrium point in any economics, including communism, socialism, North Korea, Cuba. It's always triangular, okay. Yeah, we'll do that stuff. We'll deal with economics in the next paper, okay? It's big topic, right? Integral, vector, equivalence, theorem, all that stuff, okay? That will be next paper topic, okay? But in this paper, yeah, I disproved some part of Karl Marx, some part of Sigmund Freud, right? Previous papers, yeah, we disproved Albert Einstein, okay? Yes, Phoenix, okay? Phoenix, reincarnation, okay? I mean, rejuvenation, resurrection, that predates Jesus, okay? Time machine concept, yeah, H.G. Wells, predates Einstein, okay? Whatever, okay? So we learn from the past generation as a present contemporary generation. We want to do our part for the future generations' sake. We want to bridge the gap between past and future generations. We want to do our part. We want to do our job. Why? Because we have moral ethics. We are diligent. We are not idle, lazy. Okay, we want to do our part. Okay, so that's what this is about. So happy Friday. Okay, yeah, my dinner is a pork meat, vegetables, beans. Right, it's cooking in the microwave. Okay, I stopped it because it's making noise. Okay, what movie am I gonna watch next after this episode? I don't know. Maybe not a movie. Maybe some Twilight Zone series. Right. Okay. We are non-violent. We are humanitarian, humanists. That's why we call ourselves humanologists. Yeah, psychology, some negativity there. The spirit of psychology, psychosis, psychotic, psychopathology, psycho. Yes, too much negativity there. Okay, so yeah, but in humanology, we are humane, we are underdogs. Humanology, humane, humanistic, humanitarian. Okay, so you're trying to tell them that they should rename their department, universities. Don't call it psychology anymore. Yeah, call it humanology department. Okay, so, right? Well, they'll come later. Okay, we do our best. We don't know what's gonna happen next in the future. All we do is do our best to make this world a better place for future generation. Okay. All right. Thank you. Good night. God bless you. Happy Friday. Thank you. Bye. I love you. Thank you for loving me. God bless you.